Unicorn 1 here. Welcome to my channel. New project. Free AI voice clone. Let's roll. Today, as the title of this video implies, we'll be showing you how to clone your voice using AI. And to do that, we'll be using a Google Colab notebook with Coqui XTTS-v2. Now, before we start, we need to prepare some samples for the model. And to keep it simple, we'll be recording our voice with QuickTime. And that'll save our audio in an M4A format that we'll need to convert to WAV files. And you can do that easily by opening a terminal window and using the commands we show on our GitHub. Now, I'll play a sample that I recorded for the model. $1.87, that was all. And 60 cents of it was in pennies. Pennies saved 1 and 2 at a time by bulldozing the grocer and the vegetable man and the butcher until one's cheeks burned with the silent imputation of parsimony that such close dealing implied. 3 times Della counted it. $1.87. And the next day would be Christmas. So that was a sample I just recorded, and then I'm going to type in a line from an old Christmas tale, I think 1823, and then upload that. In our recording, we read the opening line from The Gift of the Magi, but it was just 11 seconds. And then the result wasn't bad. I was surprised. It sounded not like me, but it sounded like it could be usable. So I'll let you hear that now.
It was cold, bleak, biting weather. The people on the street made a cheerful company, despite the fog lingering against the windows.
Now you might be thinking, well wait, how did we generate that output? We haven't built our Colab notebook yet. Well, actually during the opening sequence, you saw the cells inside the notebook running in succession from start to finish, which for this model normally takes about 15 minutes to complete. But we'll skip ahead after we run each cell. So we'll start here. Go to Google Colab and click New Notebook. Then in another tab, you'll head over to the GitHub and scroll down until you see Quick Start, and just below that where it says Cell 1, copy the command there to install Python. Now you might know Python is already included, but we need Python 3.11. Now click the blue Gemini button and paste the command. And if you haven't already done so, start the GPU in the upper right hand corner. Then click the arrow to run the command. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and click the subscribe button now. You'll get the latest updates and be the first to know when new projects are released. And go ahead and give your notebook a name. Be sure and keep the extension IPyNB. Click File, and from the drop-down, click Save. Now go back to the GitHub and copy the second cell. Python 3.11 Virtual Environment, pip, and TTS. Now back in the notebook, click the Gemini button and paste the commands. Now with the cells loaded, click Accept and Run. Now, there are a lot of packages that come with TTS, and it will take some time to download and install all of them. With our notebook, this part usually took about 10 minutes. After it finishes, head over to the GitHub and copy transformers under Additional Requirements. Now back in the notebook, click the Gemini button and paste transformers. With the cell loaded in green, click Accept and Run. Then, back in the GitHub, copy PyTorch under Additional Requirements. Next, we'll jump back to our notebook, paste PyTorch, click Accept, and Run. Okay, now copy cell 3, the command for our Python script to load the model. In the notebook, we'll paste the command, and after the model loads, click Accept and Run. Now in GitHub, copy cell 4, the instruction to run the model using Python 3.11 from the correct path. Now paste the command and click Enter. When the prompt to agree to terms appears, click the cursor inside the cell, then type Y and press Enter on your keyboard. Then, from GitHub, copy cell 5. Now back in the notebook, paste the command, click Enter, then click Accept and Run. When the pop-up appears, click Continue to connect to Google Drive. Now copy cell 6, Then change the line with your audio file to match the name of the file you uploaded. And you can change the output text to anything you like. We just paste using Gemini and then edit the cell with our keyboard. Next, copy the command to generate a voice. Then back in the notebook, click the Gemini button, paste the command, and click Enter. Then click Accept and Run to generate a voice. Then copy cell 7 to download the file. Then back in the notebook, click the Gemini button, paste the command, and click Enter. Then click Accept and Run. Now, if we look in our Downloads folder, we have our generated voice. I'll play it for you now.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew.
Now, just experimenting, we changed the file that we trained our model with. And let's listen again to the same output with a different upload.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew.
So that second output was trained reading text from the first output, if that makes any sense. And this is what I uploaded.
It was cold, bleak, biting weather. The people on the street made a cheerful company, despite the fog lingering against the windows.
So we can hear the variation in the voices we generated from different samples. Now, samples to train TTS should really be about 2 to 3 minutes, at a minimum, and ideally at least 5 to 15 minutes. Just something to keep in mind while experimenting with this model. We hope you've enjoyed building your Colab notebook here with us today. We'll be testing our build with more samples to see what kind of results we get. We might do a follow-up, but in the meantime, if you have any questions or want to tell us how your build went, feel free to leave a comment below.